Unless you have a broken leg or, unless you need emergency care for, a heart attack or stroke or whatever, I think that if you have underlying problems and symptoms of things, I would come here first.
That's why I come in all the time, because he can pick up on things that the doctors don't know.
People had to hold a straw to my mouth to drink. I wasn't feeding myself. I mean, I was completely dependent on my mom and my boyfriend. And then 2011, I could function by myself.
You know, if I'm coming down with something or if I have an allergy to something, somehow he knows, and before I do.
Okay, Dr. Toby, here's my list. Can you fix me? And he said yes, since I became a patient of his.
I've got more energy than the doctor's ever seen me with, and this is my 3rd visit. He's never seen me like this.
He saved my life.
Hi, welcome to my office. What we tried to do is create a living room environment, because most people who we see are sick and tired of doctors' offices. They are been to hospitals and all kinds of specialists and so forth. And so what we've tried to do is create an environment which is unlike any doctor's office they've probably ever been into.
First of all, what a kind, gentle man. What a just engaging. So that's the first thing I know. It's a beautiful office, to say the least. But his approach was non-invasive, and he had this wonderful little gizmo, and I've explained it to people like it was a mouse, like a computer mouse, but it's in the shape of your hand.
In this room, exam 1, we'll have the patient make themselves comfortable. We have a large screen television in here as well, and we use that to display everything dealing with the patient. And in our use of Zyto, we have it wired in such a manner as the patient can remain here in the comfort of this exam chair, and they'll be able to see everything that we're going to do on the large screen. Because I am a muscle testing doctor and I use kinesiology in my practice, I was looking for something that would give me a replication of those tools and technologies that I was already familiar with. I had thousands of little vials of things. So when I came to Zyto, the thing that really trapped me and held my interest and got me focused on the application of the matrix, as I refer to it, was the fact that I could use all my same vials. I could put them into the software of the technology, into that matrix, and I could do the same sort of thing that I did with a muscle test. And Zyto became one more tool in my toolkit. So where it sits today is it sits amidst all of those tests: HRV, BIA, laboratory tests, saliva tests, any kind of analysis we're going to do, and we run it on the Zyto.
Because the results, amazingly enough, paralleled each other. What he found with his muscle testing, he would kind of back it up with what Zyto was saying. And a lot of patients really liked that, because then they got a tangible result on paper.
I have patients from Switzerland, I have patients from Sweden, I have patients from England, I have patients from Australia, from New Zealand, from Hawaii, from Canada, from South America. They come from all over the place, and it's all word of mouth.
I would say our practice is maybe 40 to 50% remote people, and then 40 to 50 in office. And we do have some that are remotes and in office. So like we have some people in New Hampshire that they'll see us every 2 months when they come out to California, but then we'll do remote stuff with them the rest of the time.
And we've also do some scanning for other doctors. And in doing that, I never talk to the patient. The patient is in the doctor's office, and they have no verbal communication with us because they're somebody else's patient. It's totally up to the doctor to figure it out. We basically just provide like a laboratory service for them.
They work together really well, the Zyto and Dr. Toby.
Yeah, doing the remotes many times with first-time patients. Patients are not often very well equipped to do all the software technologies of setting things up.
We get a hand cradle, we send it to them, and then we tell them not to do anything until Jen calls them or I call them, and then we'll guide them through the installation steps, and we'll actually install it with them.
Some of the challenges are that number one, you have to listen to what your patient's saying, so that we use an order form. My order form is I'll talk to the patient, I'll figure out what's important and what we want to look at, I'll give that to my staff They will actually complete everything on my routing form of what I want run. So when I come to look at a patient, what I'll do is I'll go through and review the findings, and I may add another test or two, and then I'll run the thing together and I'll say, this is what we need to do for you.
I wouldn't know if they were sitting next door or if they were across the country. The results all seem to be, you know, they're unique for everybody, but it doesn't matter if they're in the office or if they're on their couch in their sweatpants.
The whole approach of finding this needle in a haystack through this medium, plus other mediums that he's using, gave me more hope and a solid feeling that there's going to be an answer.
You have to have a treatment plan, not just one focus. And that's something that Dr. Toby's so well about. He works with my Lyme specialist, who's an MD, and it really is a comprehensive plan. And all of these little aspects, I've had acupuncture every week for 3 years. All of these things work together to get you better.
It's useless that I'm trying to convince you, just come here and try it.